Welcome back, here with another review, this time again reviewing Dehancer, but this is the video side of it. So last time, I don't know if you've seen my previous one, but I did that one of photos, so that was for like Lightroom, Affinity Photo, Capture One, etc. And now this one, I'm doing Dehancer for Premiere Pro. As I'm aware, you can get it for Final Cut and DaVinci Resolve as well, but the version that I'm going to be doing is for Final Cut. So I don't want to go on too much. I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of, the basics of how to use it and give my thoughts on what I think of it. So first up here, as you can see, we're on the main screen of Premiere Pro. I'm going to open up this file here. So I'm only going to do the video because there's no point in me doing audio, because this is basically to show you the video. So I'm going to, I've opened my clip. I'm just going to quickly create an adjustment there. And then we're going to drag that over. Let's just get it the same length. Right, so then when you've installed the Dehancer plugin on here, what you do is you then come onto your effects panel and go onto video effects, and you'll find it here in film emulation, and it'll be down here. You can see I've got Dehancer Pro version 1.3. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to click, and I'm just going to drag this over to the adjustment there. You could drag it onto your actual clip, but I'm just doing it on the adjustment there because when you've got a whole load, that just makes it a lot easier. So as you can see, it's already put an effect on here. Normally it started with it starts off with, it's already got a film stock on there, and it puts grain on there as default. So if we come over to the effect controls, as you can see here in the effects, you've got all of everything here. So what I normally go ahead and do is I come down here to film grain, and I'll turn that off, and I'm going to turn off the film as well. Mostly doing this as well so that you guys can see like where we're starting from. So if you come on input, as you can see, it's already defaulted, it's on Rec 709, which is fine because it's already done that, and I think this was S-Log 3. So I'll just show you here. You've got other ways that you can change the source. You've got Rec 709, 2020, a few others. If you want to choose the camera as well, you can click here and choose camera, and it says by default obviously camera not selected, and you can choose what you've got. So whether it's an iPhone, Arri camera, Blackmagic, Canon, everything's here. You got everything there. So if you use the Sony, like I did, you would choose what you've used. So if you got S-Log 3, you could just click the aerial. As you can see, that's obviously not what I was using on there, but you can click and it'll go through. I'm just gonna, because it's already chose Rec 709, so I'm just gonna stick with that one. And I think Premiere Pro does the default thing now where it detects what you've got and it puts Rec 709 on over it. I could be wrong, but that's my understanding. So we're going to go ahead from here. I'll just quickly go through and I'll show you all the things that, if you've seen my review of the photo version, you'll see that it's pretty much all the same things here. So you got film developer, compression, expand. I'm not going to go through every single one because it's all there. There's some extras which you'll have, which I'll get to in a second. You've got film breath and gate weave. So film breath is like, like the way I can explain it is like the flicker that you have on like old films, or just because it's from the projector. And the gate weave is normally what you would get as the film's running through. It's like the slight movement in the film that you get, and gives you that authentic cinema feel. Right, so I'll show you the profiles here. So as again, you've got push and pull. You've got your film profiles here. You've got a full list of them all down here, and you obviously have to enable that. So this is currently by default on Kodak Vision 3 250D. this, what I shot with Bella, this was in it was in an Archie's, and it was pink. So if obviously there was indoor lighting there because obviously we're inside. So let's say if we was to choose this 200T for tungsten, as you can see, that automatically looks like it's pretty much like the original file. It's just got, if we turn it off, turn it on, you see there's not much difference, because choosing the 200T is probably the film stock that you would use for somewhere there. But obviously you can get a bit creative. You could use whatever you want here. That's the great thing about Dehancer, is you can just change the image to any style. You can even use like film stock for like what you would use in 35mm film, for example. Like I could use Portrait 400, for example. You've got Portrait 800. If you wanted that style, if you wanted, you know, that style look but on video, you can choose those as well. But everything's here. You've got 500T. You've got Polaroid. There's obviously, they'll have some black and white ones on here as well. There's also, they've got Fuji Superior. But let's just keep it nice and simple. We're gonna go with this Vision 200T. Yeah. So we'll close it. You've got your push and pull here. I'm not gonna mess with that, but I'm sure you'd understand what push and pull is. You know, it's like your exposure. And we are going to go, like I said, I don't want to go through everything. You've obviously got your film compression here. I don't know if you'll see that change here through YouTube, but best way to see it, it's if you have the scopes on. I haven't got the scopes on here, but it compresses the image. If you want to see any changes, if you look here at her watch, you'll see the slight change when I click that on and click that off, click that on and click that off. But I'm not messing with that one. I'm just going to mess with the main ones at the moment. So you've got your film print, which is self-explanatory. Print, so all the different styles here. You've got, like, you know, if you want your glossy paper, print film, Fuji film, Cineon log if you want that log look, as you can see there. But you've got linear. Let's go with glossy paper. I kind of like the look of that one. Again, with everything, like always with Dehancer, you can adjust everything: color density, exposure. So like here, if I wanted to adjust my exposure, as you can see, you can adjust that up and down. But I'm not going to mess with that. Let's reset that. What else have we got here? Color head. Let's say if you want to bring your colors, yellows into blues, magentas into greens, cyan into red, it's all there. Like I said, I'm just showing you this. This is just a quick overview. I'm not showing you how to use the program. I'm just showing you, you know, what it entails and what you can change and what you can do. What have we got next? Film grain. Again, another one that's self-explanatory. You can change the film type when you finish adjusting your size, amount, resolution, etc. You can come here to your film type. You can put it from negative to positive. Your mode, you can change from analog to digital. If we enable this, so you can see the grains come on it now. If you go on your here's where you can change your film grain from negative to positive. It kind of takes the grain away, so I kind of like to leave it on there. Could play this image, as you can see. Let's give it a quick play, see how that's looking. Oh, you see, it's a bit stuttery. I'll get to that in a second. So this, as you can see here, I am using device. As you can see here, I'm using an Apple M2 Max, and this program is very hungry. Like, it needs a lot of power, so I'm using an M2 Max, decent amount of RAM. It's a good spec. It's a good spec computer, and as you can see, it's still struggling. It's fine now, but when you give it a second to catch up, you see there. I'm playing it back at full. The resolution is on full so that you guys can see, but as you can see, it does struggle a little bit. But obviously, it renders fine. As you can see, there you go, little playthrough there. That's how it looks. Right, so let's put that back to where we can see it. let's get back to here, the effects. The more I turn on, I'm probably going to kill my computer at this rate. Right, so we've done the film grain. You have halation. Halation again is like, you know, it's kind of in the name, the halos around the lights and stuff. There isn't much lights to see in here, so turning halation on, you may not see that much of an effect changing. So normally you could adjust the background gain, smoothness. You could amplify it if you want to notice it more. But as you can see, this isn't really the scene for that. So even as it's skip through, you're not really going to see much of that. But we'll turn it on anyway. And again, bloom, a bit self-explanatory again. Adjust the bloom around it. You can also use bloom to kind of give it, you know, that dreamy look. I'm not going to put that on. And then you've got the vignette. Again, vignette, as you can see the effect that that's doing. And then we've got the ones down here which is film breath and gate weave. So film breath, like I said before, if I turn it on, that's like kind of like the flicker, like I said, of it. I don't know how to explain it going brighter and dimmer like you would have when you're filming through a projector. I'll turn that on, and you can also adjust the gate weave, which is like the film going through, I don't know what to call them, I'm just going to call them rollers, film going through the rollers. You can adjust how much that is. You see there, it's got the translation on the X and Y axis, so you can adjust, you know, the impact of that, so you can get that really classic look. And then you've got the false color and output. So now, I know that on other versions, I think on the Final Cut version and on the DaVinci Resolve, there's a few more features, like they've got a film damage one, which I kind of can't wait for that to come to Premiere Pro version. So you not only will you get like this vintage look, you can also add the film damage, which I think that would be pretty good as well. So when you've finished, it's obviously just as simple as you just go ahead and render your image or your video. Sorry, it's not an image. You render your clip and that's it. So like I said, quick overview of this plugin. It's really good. I do really like it. I think it is a great tool to have in your stable. It's a great tool to have, and there's many features here, and they're always adding to it. Like I said, there's plenty of different film stocks to try and mess around with, different looks. Like I said, you've got black and white ones here. You know, your Ilfids. You've got that Color Plus. You've even got like Cinestill. You got your Cinestill 800T. It's very popular. You got your 500. Not 500. Sorry. You got your 50D. There's all sorts. Everything's here. Like, I could be here for ages, but you know, if you go ahead and get this, you'll see it's great. If you want to get yourself, you can go ahead and use my affiliate link. Just put in the code UNIQUE. I'll put that on screen now, and that'll get you a bit of a discount as well. So yeah, go ahead, download it. If you want to just have a little play with it, you can download it and get a trial. Have a little mess around with it, and I'm pretty sure you'll be going ahead and adding this because it's a great feature to have. But yeah, catch you guys in the next one. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and catch you guys soon. Got some great stuff coming up. Peace out. Bye.